So I'm curious if there's ways for importing assets for a general world or artifacts from the outside world, or if right now all I have to do is like creating in there.
So we have ways for you to add your own images right now.
Do you find there how much of the of Friends and Fables is it geared towards fantasy, implicitly or explicitly? And then also I wonder how are there genres or fiction genres that the LMs are pretty bad at? If I choose, I don't know, Mexican Revolution novella, is it going to be really bad at it?
I would say it's a bit of a mix. Like as far as the genres on there, I think one thing that's nice about D&D is people have been homebrewing D&D forever, and it's like you can it's obviously not perfect, but like you can fit the concept of characters, races, and classes to many different things beyond just
Yeah.
fantasy. So people just make it work within the constraints of those like D&D concepts and like archetypes. As far as like any genre that doesn't work well, I haven't personally come across one. I'm not sure if you have, but
There's definitely people who have done some like strange historical stuff on the platform, and it seems to work. So yeah, I can't say that there's any particular genre that it can't do. I think at least for us, it's because the world builders have already laid out most of the context for the LLM to use. So it always ends up feeling at least decent. I think if it were doing it from scratch with not as much of the content pre-built, maybe you'd find that some models are worse at some things because there's knowledge gaps. But for us, like we have a whole RAG system for all your lore and all the other stuff. So the LLM at least
Let's
has like a
talk
foundation
about RAG
to go
systems,
from.
or more specifically, maybe not specifically, the problem that we're facing with this type. We face all sorts of interesting challenges building a product like this. And I'm going to be a little grandiose, but I think one of the challenges as the answer to the question is what is true? What is truth? Is a question we have to answer in this. And to your point, if you start off naively with just working with a large language model and the state, so state is a form of truth, right? Is if you just keep that in just context of a large language model, you're going to have some challenges, right? So you've already created external forms of truth, right? Like on the map, where the positions are, stats, you have some rules implemented. And I find that many who've worked in this space, this is one of the areas where you need to make some calls or hit some challenges around determining what is or isn't out of bounds for truth, what systems get to establish truths, and how do you track them. As an example, obviously you found that you needed to constrain the world by having this external game state, right?